Hi everyone, I'm Nina and welcome to my channel where I post weekly tutorials, art experiments and art vlogs for you to enjoy and improve your skills. Every day I keep getting comments, something like, she has fancy sets of pencils and I have only one school pencil, that's why her drawing looks super awesome and mine doesn't. So today I want to just break this myth. So I went to the store and bought the cheapest and the most ordinary pencils I could possibly find. So today I'm gonna draw and shape a girl's face using the most ordinary school HB pencil, so you could just see that it's possible to draw whatever you want if you just want to do it. So let's start the tutorial. So now I'm back home in my little drawing corner at my desk. If you want to see how my art corner looks like, you can watch my art vlog on the channel after this video. But for now, I will address one of the most common questions I get on this channel. Is it even possible to draw a cool, realistic drawing using only a normal HB school pencil? And I'm also going to share a few life hacks with you on how to get the best results when you only have one pencil. Plus, I'm going to show you my free art course so you can really get started drawing, even if you only start with one pencil. I'm also using an absolutely normal eraser and a cotton swab. I wanted to use my finger to blend, but then I decided to stop doing it and took a Q-tip. But you can blend using only your finger. But if you have a tissue or a cotton bud, I recommend you to use that. The first thing I will do is sketch up the drawing. I'm not pressing too hard on the pencil. And this is where you get my first life hack or a pro tip for drawing with only one pencil. You have to think about the pressure control. It actually matters how hard you press when you apply the graphite on the paper. If you press too hard, you can damage the paper and make it impossible to erase or blend it well later on. Here, I'm sketching using a light pressure with my one normal school pencil, and later, when doing harder outlines, I will press a little bit harder. You've seen me sketching faces a million times, so nothing has changed since the last video, but I still don't edit the sketching part out, so you could see how I do it. I was using the Loomis method for drawing a head, and I also have a tutorial about that. Check it out if you want to draw a head from any angle. So first I drew the basic form and defined the tilt angle. Sometimes I do use other methods, but when filming a tutorial, I always try to be structured, so you would see the algorithm of actions. So next I just place the facial features. Of course I look at my reference all the time, and when everything's placed and drawn how it's supposed to be drawn, we can move forward. I personally like clean sketches because those extra lines are just annoying to me, so I always erase everything I don't need. So at this stage we can move to the shading and blending. If you're interested in getting better at art and if you just want to improve your skills or just learn from scratch how to draw, I have a complete free art course on my homepage. Actually two. One is about realistic drawings and the other one is about how to draw like these things. So check them out if you want to learn how to draw. You already know that you have to be focused on your pressure control, and it's basically the same rule of thumbs here. It's better to start too light and then go darker and darker. I'm starting to shade the left side of the drawing. I do it every time as well because I don't want to smear everything with my palm and think about how to get rid of the grease. So yeah, I think it's a lot more convenient. I must say I felt weird using only one pencil in the beginning because I constantly had a feeling of missing something. So I was pressing really hard when filling in the pupil because I needed a really dark shade. In another situation I'd take a black pencil, but right now I have only one pencil to use. The iris rim is also darker than the iris itself, so I used some pressure when defining that too. The iris has a very beautiful pattern and structure, so I'm just trying to imitate that here by just making some strokes coming out of the pupil and out of the iris rim. And by the way, I have the tutorials for all the facial parts of the face, such as eyes, nose, lips, and not even only one tutorial per part. So you can just find them on my channel in the tutorial playlists. I think it's a super cool playlist and I recommend everyone to watch it. I also believe that having an eye reflection brings life into the eyes you're drawing. By the way, the reflection is basically the light source and it can have any shape you want. As I said, I decided to use a cotton swab to shade. Would have been weird if I took something else because the point of this video is to use the most simple and cheap supplies. So go ahead and take a cotton bud if you don't have anything else other than your finger, and the world of blending will open its doors to you. Okay, let's get back to the eye shading. Once again, when I want to achieve light shading, I try to press on the pencil as light as possible. When I want it to be a super dark stroke, I press harder. Of course, I will never get a black shade, but it's not that bad actually. Take a look. You should keep your pencil super sharp when drawing eyebrows and lashes, because it's hair. And here's the second tip I'd like to tell you about. Sharpen your pencil if you want to draw something as fine as eyebrows and lashes. And since I'm using only one pencil for the entire drawing, I need to keep in mind that it's a little easier to shade large areas with a dull tip and draw details, such as hair by the way, with a sharp tip. It's not something nobody knows, it's just a reminder to help you to achieve the best result. And by the way guys, you can always pause the video and go back if you need more time to learn and follow the tutorial. I will shade the skin around the eyes a little bit later, and right now I'm moving down to shade the nose. I love drawing noses because it's pretty fast to do it. And you know, it actually takes an eternity to draw the entire face, so I'm always happy when I can save some time. So first, I'm shading the nostrils and pressing pretty hard on the pencil. Because, you know, we already know that I need to get like a dark value when I'm pressing hard on the pencil. And then I'm shading the tip of the nose with the help of this Q-tip. Remember that I look at the reference picture all the time, and by the way, all my references are saved on my Pinterest, so just search for Nina Blankstrup and you'll find my profile there. And also, I personally think that you can shade the entire nose only by using one Q-tip, because the leftovers of graphite will always stick to that Q-tip, and you can, you know, use it as a drawing tool itself. So yeah, I think it's a cool thing to use when you draw. And also one little thing, if you guys are confused when I'm saying a cotton bud, a Q-tip, a cotton swab, it's just one little thing that I'm using for blending. It's the same, it's just different people call it differently, and I still don't know how to actually call it, and I like all three names, so I'm just saying all of them. I hope you don't mind. So now I'm gonna start the skin shading. Just, you know, the nose and around the eyes, not the entire face. I was thinking about how I can create that smoothness when my pencil is pretty soft. Because if I could use something else than this HB pencil, I would probably take a 2H pencil. HB is way too soft, I think. So I'm trying to hatch with a light pressure and blend it afterwards with the cotton bud. It blends pretty well, I must say, mostly because the pencil is pretty soft. So this is my way of drawing the skin with a school pencil. Let's fill in the mouth. First, I'm just defining the outlines of the mouth, of the teeth, and making the inside corners darker. You know, it's kind of dark inside of the mouth, yours too, by the way. Next, I'm shading the upper lip and blending. Then the lower lip and blending. I have noticed that the upper lips are usually darker than the lower lips. And as I said, I'm having a reference picture next to me, but I would apply that rule to whoever I'm drawing, like almost. Of course, everything depends on the light, but when it's portraits, it's approximately like that all the time. I always shade the teeth as well, because a very white teeth look super unnatural, no matter if it's a drawing or a real smile. It's my personal opinion, and I feel like I can say that on my channel, but I hope you agree with me, at least a little bit. The edge of my eraser is helping me to give the lips some texture. If you've been using your eraser for so long that it's not square anymore, just chop off the corners and you'll get an edge you can use. This is the third tip from me to help you to pull that drawing through. After defining the face outlines, I'm going to finish the shading. I'm gonna speed it up here because otherwise this video would be simply too long, but you can always pause or slow down the video or just go back. So on this step, I'm just gonna make the face look as complete as possible. The eyes needed some detailing, so I just added a few creases. On this stage of drawing, you can see all the facial features, so it's easier to work with the entire face, you know? It's also easier to correct some things. For example, when the nose and lips are drawn, I feel more confident and comfortable drawing the cupid's bow, because it's right in the middle between the nose and the mouth, you know? And things like that. I must admit, it's a lot harder to shade the face with a cotton bud than with a brush. I felt like it was a major regression. It's like, you know, using a wooden pickaxe instead of a diamond pickaxe. But it works, both a cotton bud and a wooden pickaxe. I don't think I can say a lot about this phase of the drawing because it's basically doing the same all over. I'm just trying to shade using a cotton bud only. It holds some graphite, so I'm just using it to shade and blend. That can also be a tip to save your time and nerves. Once again, I'm looking at my reference all the time to make the drawing look good. You know, I can shade as much and long as I wish. The more you shade, the more details you draw, the better your drawing will look. At least I think so. But if you disagree, you're also right, because it's your style, it's your way of drawing. So enjoy the process and remember to pause when it's needed. Also, if you have any questions, ask them right now in the comment section and I'll do my best to help with the advice. The next thing we're gonna draw is hair. So this girl has dark straight hair. It's a pretty simple hairstyle, but it doesn't make the process easier. Hair is a huge area to fill in. You need to make a million strokes to finish the hair part. That's why I'm not a big fan of, drawing hair. But a lot of people I draw have hair, so it's not something I should complain about. Okay, let's start. First of all, keep your pencil sharp all the time, like always, because we don't need just a black mess. I believe it needs to look structured. When you look at your or someone else's hair, you can see the actual hairs, right? The problem is we need to draw as many of them as possible to make the drawing look realistic. So first of all, define the hair direction. Figure out where the hairs are going, how they're covering the head. After that, take your pencil and make a million strokes. The end. I wish it was the end, but it's not the end. You still need to capture the 3D look if you want to make it look realistic. But the million strokes thing is true. So I'm basically doing that plus blending in between. On this stage, I was feeling the lack of other pencils that are basically darker really hard. Probably because this girl has dark hair. If she had lighter hair, it would have been easier to work with the value scale. And here I'm trying to press as hard as possible, but it's still, not dark enough. Still not how I would like it to look. But at the same time, it's not that bad. It's pretty much acceptable, but I wish it was darker than what we see now, especially at the roots and around the ear. But what do you say? Would you consider this drawing to be successful? When the hair is done, I'm moving to the neck. It might seem weird to do it in the very end, but I don't think so, because I always move from left to right and from top to bottom. I just shaded the neck using a cotton swab, just like when we were shading the face. It was pretty fast. When the hair is done, I'm moving to the neck. It might seem weird to do it in the very end, but I don't think so, because I always move from left to right and from top to bottom. I just shaded the neck using a cotton swab, just like when we were shading the face. It was pretty fast. So this is how the drawing looks like in the close-up. I truly think it's okay. It's not bad at all. I was missing some other drawing tools, but if I really need to produce something using only one pencil, I would just do it. And you've just seen how I would do it. And it means anyone can do the same. You too. So this is the end of my tutorial. Thank you so much for watching till the end. And as you can see yourself, it is possible to create a beautiful drawing having only one pencil. Of course, I would prefer having different ranges of pencils because this is my work. I'm an artist and I need them. But if you don't, then just use your pencil, you know? It works, that's everything you need to know. Thanks again and see you in the next tutorial, guys. Bye!